Time to give you some sporting stories. Well, there just you have a feel of basketball. I am Adeniyi Ajisafe. Lot of activities in the world of sports, and we just have to give you this one's trending. Starting from women's story now. It has been a while where Nigeria have seen women football, but right now, according to the Nigerian Basketball Federation, Women Basketball League to return after general elections for 2 years now. We've not had the Women League in Nigeria, and right now they are saying they want to make sure Women Basketball League is back, and really it will be a very nice one to see our ladies who are into basketball get into the slam and dunk sport that they really love, and that will be very, very good for us because for a while our women have been on hiatus when it comes to playing basketball. And I have Emmanuel Fashimi in the studio. Let's talk about this particular story.
Yeah, thank you. For the women basketball coming back, it's a good development from the NBBF after what has actually bedeviled that federation for so long, and that was part of the reason that we couldn't have the women's league. But thank God everything has been put to bed, and right now the federation has thought it wise and to bring back the women's basketball, because they have suffered for too long. We have the men's basketball up and running, but for the women, they were left out because of so many issues that was really ravaging that federation. But it's a good one right now that they've put that aside, and then wants the women basketball to come back, and we're going to see a lot of basketball teams from the FCT, that is for the women, and outside FCT coming together to do battle, where we also have our own women going for the BAL Africa. Let's not forget that I think about Kwara Falcons, we had 2 players from that place who, through this event, they got clubs outside the shores of Nigeria. And for the women, I know the pains they've gone through for the last 2 years that they didn't have their league. So congratulations to NBBF. This is what we want to say. Put every issues aside. Let the sports just go on, because when we cannot place politics and sports. If you allow politics to erode into sports, then it's going to spoil the beauty of the game, and that is what we've seen in basketball. A lot of the issues has gone in that federation, so I think it's right time we put our house in order so that we can smile.
Well, from the way it is right now, very soon, hopefully, we'll see women playing basketball in Nigeria. When it comes to a basketball league for women, for good 2 years now, it's been off. And we want to see all those talents coming back to play in those basketball courts across Nigeria, where all the teams that has to do with women go around to play away and also home. And so for our men, Kwara Falcons will be representing Nigeria in the BAL Africa that will be coming up. Basketball League Africa, a big one there across different states. It will start from Senegal, going to Rwanda, and also they will be fighting hard. And when it comes to the Tigers right now, they are in camp ahead of the game they will be playing against Angola, and we just hope that we'll be able to do well against Angola. I saw a particular post somewhere that said they are already in camp. They are trying to see how they can fine-tune their performance before they play against Angola, but a tough one is going to be.
A very tough one. Nigeria now, I think we are a force to be reckoned with when it comes to the men's basketball in Africa. It used to be Angola, but we've taken over from Angola, if not for what happened.
Why did you put Senegal?
Senegal, because the way we rose to the top, nobody saw that coming. That was last year. We were ranked 10th in the world. 10th in the world. So that's a massive achievement. Number 1 in Africa, 10th in the world, and that's to tell you what we have done just in the space of 3 years. So and when the president came in, gave that sanction, we lost our ticket, but thank God everything is over and now we are up and running. And against Angola, whenever I want to play Angola before, I used to be afraid, but right now I can put hand on my chest and say yes, we can hold our own against Angola. The only team I would say we are dreading in Africa right now is Senegal and Tunisia, who are still really giving us that a run for our money. But for Angola, we have taken over from them.
I just hope that really we've taken over, because from the way it is, we've not come together for a while when it comes to D Tigers, and even with D Tigers, basketball has been disarray in Nigeria, and we just hope that they will get their acts together. After all, they've been in camp. Let's see what that campaign will bring to us as a result of that match. They'll be playing against Angola very soon in the FIBA qualifiers that will be coming up, giving you update in the world of basketball. Well, Women League will be coming back, and we just can't wait to see the league returning. Away from there, let's quickly look at the NBA result. As we still talk about the dunk and slam sport of basketball, let's look at the result there. Milwaukee Bucks, it was earlier played, and then you have 112 against 100 scored by Chicago Bulls. Good one for Milwaukee Bucks, who won by extra 12 points. Minnesota Timberwolves lost by 106 to Washington Wizards 114, and LA Clippers actually clipped Phoenix Suns in that game. They scored 116 against 107 that Phoenix Suns were able to score. Just give you update concerning the NBA. A lot of people love basketball, and we continue to give you update concerning this sport. Now we move away from NBA. Let's talk about football, but this time around, let's look at Europa Conference League, the third tier of the UEFA competition. Let's look at the result of those matches that actually play in the Europa Conference League quickly. Let's look at those results there while we talk about the Europa League there. Well, while we're still waiting for that particular UEFA Conference League result to come up, we have to move away to talk about fixtures there. Well, Friday's fixtures will also be coming up. A lot of matches that will be coming up today, and we just have to look at those games. But right now, as we are waiting for the Europa Conference League, let's say a lot of matches were played. We look at Bodo Glimt against Lech Poznan, 0-0. Karabakh 1-0 against KA Ghent, and you have Sporting Braga 4-0. It was a good one for Fiorentina. Actually, got 4 goals there. Trabzonspor 1, Basel 0. Larnaca, they got 1-0 against Dnipro. Lazio also pipped Cluj by 1-0. And Ludogorets Razgrad of Bulgaria, they also pipped Anderlecht of Belgium by a lone goal. Sheriff Tiraspol, they lost at home against Partizan Belgrade of Serbia. What a way to go. But for Fiorentina, they really did well, winning away, and it was 4-0. But attention will be on that particular match, and Lazio versus Cluj.
Yes, I think the result is laughable and a laudable one for Fiorentina. Why did I say it's laughable? A team that is not doing so well in the Italian Serie A, going far away to Portugal to trash Sporting, let me quote, almighty Sporting Braga in Portugal. I never saw that result coming, but this is football where a lot of surprises can happen. And for Braga, no, they couldn't make the cut for they used to play the Europa League, Champions League, but this time around they are not there. We might say they are playing in the third tier of the UEFA competition. And if you look at it, why UEFA brought this is because of every club to belong. Roma are the defending champions, but they are not there right now. And for Braga, they themselves will have to sit back, ask themselves what actually happened to a team. If you look at it on paper, Fiorentina is not a team that could actually have that kind of score margin against a Sporting Braga, who is doing so well in the Portuguese league. But this time around, well, that is football for you. You get beaten when you are not prepared, and for Fiorentina, is a good result for them. I think that will give them that confidence going into the weekend's game.
Now let's talk about Lazio. Lazio also pipped FC Cluj by a long goal. As an Italian team, you expect that they'll be able to win that game. Well, really, which they did just by a long goal. But the fact that Cluj could hold Lazio to that level. Although I know they are in their own country, they are one of the best. In fact, if not the best.
Yes. For Cluj, they used to play the Champions League football. I remember sometimes ago. I think that was in 2012 season thereabout. They played in the same group with Chelsea. So for Cluj, they are also a good side. And for Lazio, Lazio, they are also good from Italy. They are also in a good position in the Italian Serie A at this point in time. But this is football, and for Cluj holding Lazio to that 1-0, that's to tell you that they are no longer minnows when it comes to the game of soccer.
We've just been giving you updates concerning games played in the Europa Conference League that just took place. That's the third of UEFA competition, and we have to roll those results there. Let's look at fixtures for tonight. As we actually earlier said, matches will be coming up, and let's look at games that will be coming up. Lyon will be playing against Auxerre, and you have Sassuolo versus Napoli, 1899 Offenheim against Augsburg, Girona against Almeria. Those matches will be coming up today. Girona, Almeria, you can look at this game and say, okay, maybe it's a balanced game.
Girona, Almeria, ever since our own Sadiq Umar left that place, they've not really gotten that bite, that flair going up front. But against a Girona who is also struggling in the league, it's a balanced game because both teams are, let me say, they are mid-table teams as it stands right now. So for Almeria, I think I'm going to give the game to Almeria with the way they play. Their last weekend game, I saw some clip from their last weekend game. I think Almeria is also a good side, wanting to stay in the La Liga, and if they get to beat Girona today, I think that will also give them confidence going. Let's not forget that they've played a total number of 18 matches so far this season. So it's going to be an open game, but I'm giving it to Almeria to actually peep Girona to 3 points.
Well, while we are talking about Girona, Almeria there, let's go back to those fixtures that will be coming up. In Germany, you have one. You have in France, Auxerre versus Lyon will also be coming up. 1899 against Augsburg. While we look at Sassuolo, Napoli, that's my the attention will be there because of Victor Osimhen and his Georgian teammate, talking about Visha Kvaratskhelia. Both of them are in superlative form for Napoli this season. They'll be facing Sassuolo. How do you see this game, Osimhen, Kvaratskhelia?
I just want Osimhen to score in this game today, and I made mention of this. I think that was on Monday on this show that Osimhen is going to break that record before the end of the season. He must have surpassed that 20 goal margin in the Italian Serie A, and if he does, he is going to do that. It's not that if he's going to do that. And in today's game, his combination with Viva has been a fantastic one. Both of them has produced more than 12 goals in between them, and to tell you, the combination from Spalletti to combine both guys, I think he's paying off very, very well. And for Victor Osimhen, I think this is his time to shine. Like what our ex-footballer said, if he doesn't win the African Footballer of the Year, and then we are going to be asking questions, why not Osimhen?
At least for now, it seems the whole Europe, when it comes to African footballer, Osimhen seems to be the top.
He seems to, not even in Africa alone, in the whole of Europe. Outside Erling Haaland of Man City, which other striker can you make mention right now? Is Victor Osimhen, and then the third person you put there is Marcus Rashford. Every other person are just following these three that we have mentioned. And
I love the fact that Teremoffi is also doing well over there in France. Folarin Balogun, even though he's not playing for Nigeria, but at least having 15 goals. Teremoffi is also having his own. Ademola Lookman, don't forget.
Yes, from
he's
Atlanta.
Also doing well, at Atalanta, having a lot of goals there. So it seems that this season, some Nigerian strikers have really done well, about 4 of them.
More than 4. I think we have one in Borough. That is in Middlesbrough. So, and it's good that we are having our African brothers shining in Europe, and not just African brothers. We have Nigerians. Also, before Paul Onuachu left Gent for Saturday, he's their marksman. He's the top scorer. So it's good that we're having this kind of form, because for so long we've not actually have Nigerians performing like this in their various clubs in Europe. And let's not forget also that Kelechi Iheanacho has also picked up this from the last few games he has played. So it's good that we're having. And for Victor Osimhen, we can just celebrate. We can start celebrating this guy, because right now all clubs want Victor Osimhen in their team. The likes of Manchester United, Chelsea. I know this team will be ready to break their banks to get Victor Osimhen on their side, and he's not going to disappoint if they actually get his services in any of this club. But for Victor Osimhen, I would advise him stay in Napoli. And for Terry Murphy, he has scored 12 goals before he left for Nice. He has played two matches for Nice, no goal, but his total number of goals he has scored this season is 15. He has passed the double figure mark. So they are actually just doing well in their various clubs, and we can only just encourage them to keep doing well. If they can keep this for the next 2-3 seasons, then I think we should be winning the African Footballer of the Year.
That's where I want to go, because right now, as they perform well in their several clubs in Europe, they should replicate that in Super Eagles. If all of them are there doing well, so we've mentioned about how many 4 names now, and the midfield, the defenders, all of them performing well, they should remember that anytime they don that color of green, white, green, is a privilege. So this also puts in extra effort.
Yeah, talking about extra effort, it all boils down to the coach.
I don't think it's only the coach, because if you look at our qualifier against Ghana, was it the coach that will enter the pitch to play the ball?
Our qualifier against Ghana,
does he need to enter the pitch? As at that time, yes, agreed. The formation they were playing, according to Audio Igalo, the formation they were expecting was not what they saw, as in the player that have been playing together. But whoever is picked, we are professionals, right? Yeah. Go there and do your thing. And we saw how all of them were panting. It was only Osimhen.
Yes,
that
only
really
Osimhen
showed that, yes, I want us to win this.
He wanted to actually win that game, but the result didn't go his way. And why I said it also boils down to the coaches.
Coach have their blame, but let's not shy away from telling the players too that they were too nonchalant in that game. They took it for granted.
They were nonchalant in that game. They had all the confidence, and there are things that happen behind the scene. Sometimes it translates on the pitch of play. Johnny Gallo came out that was not the tactics they were expecting.
Whatever tactics they were expected to play.
But a player has to play.
Now, let me ask you this. The way you see the likes of Messi, Ronaldo, all these guys who can buy the entire Super Eagles, how committed they are to their country. You'll be wondering, then, when our guys come here, don't just wrap them with some golden... At times when some of them feign injury, if they don't feign injury, some of them will come, they will be playing, let me use that word, big manism football. It doesn't work here. It
doesn't really work. Sometimes I don't blame these players also, because if you look at how we have, our federation has treated these players, and then you will begin to ask yourself, if I'm the one, I think I'll do the same thing.
I agree
because,
with that, but
okay, a lot of issues upon issues. NFF owing match bonuses, owing salaries, not paying the coach. Before Genedra left this, before he was being sacked, that man was owed a lot of salaries. So what do you want these guys to do? They want to come down and say, okay.
Are you telling me that it's only Nigeria that owe debt? I'm not saying it's good to owe debt, but I'm only saying they know what was at stake at that time. Forget about money being owed. Just go there. Look at the Nigerians. Forget about NFF. Just go there and make them happy. You were there at the stadium. You saw how full the stadium was.
I couldn't even.
Oh my goodness. Then they should have done that for Nigeria, not about the money. Let's continue with our show anyway, just digressing a bit, giving you update concerning football. Osimhen doing well in Europe, Ademola Lookman, not forgetting Terry Murphy, but all of them, as they are doing so well with their clubs, they should also do well whenever they're given the opportunity to play for Nigeria. Now we move away. Let's talk about some transfer news here and there. Southampton, West Ham United in contact with Terry Murphy agent. That's the story we're looking at right now. Southampton, West Ham in contact, despite a move from Lorient to join the OGC Nice. And now already Southampton and West Ham, they actually went to sign him before that happened. And let's look at another one that says Liverpool, Man City and Manchester United are monitoring midfielder Mason Mount at Chelsea. Will Chelsea drop Mason Mount? It's doubtful.
It is doubtful because that is their star boy. And Mason Mount this time around is not really finding his footing under the new manager, Graham Potter. and he was actually the shining light under Lampard. He had a couple of games. He scored over 12 goals when he was playing under Lampard, and this time around under Graham Potter, he has not really peaked form the way he was under Lampard. But I don't think Chelsea will let Mason Mount to go to Chelsea or Liverpool, because these are their rivals, and if they are going to let him go, they might let him go to other clubs that is not their rival. But we've seen players going from rival club to the other, so it's not a big deal, and it's not left for Mason Mount and his agent to say, okay, let me make this move, let me leave Chelsea, because Chelsea right now, they are not the Chelsea in quote we know. They are not doing well at all.
But I think they are building up little by little. The team will gel.
Well, building. Chelsea,
before you know it, they'll be scoring goals.
Chelsea will know don't build. They always want results. And when this Russian man was there, he is a man that does not have patience for you to build a team. If you are not getting the result, they show you the exit door. And right now, they are
having it.
They
is having that patience, so he's ready to let.
He's ready to spend, because he wants to actually buy players, bring players to the club. It's not left for Graham Potter to make use of the play. They've spent a lot of money bringing the likes of Enzo, João Felix, Chukwuemeka from Aston Villa, young players, but the result is not coming their way.
Well, I believe it will still come, because right now, these players, if you watch their game, just little by little, they're actually getting compact. It's still the goal scoring issue they're having now. By the time they get that, they are able to get those goals. I'm sure you are a Man U fan. Man U fan will know.
Well, I'm a fan of every club in Europe, and I'm a fan of Plateau United.
Nigeria will say, were you, right?
I'm a fan of Plateau United.
Anyway, just talking about the Manchester United or Chelsea there, let's quickly look at this particular story. Liverpool, pay £18 million to sign Marcel Sabitzer permanently. Bayern Munich to Manchester United. If you want this Austrian player, you just have to cover £18 million and let him stay with you.
£18 million is no money for Manchester United
they don't want to spend
to bring out. If not, if the Glazers family actually know what they are doing. And as it stands right now, I think the Qatar club is going to make their official bid today. And if everything goes by the end of next month, the Qatar business group should own Manchester United. But outside that, £18 million is no money for Sabitzer. It's not left for Ten Hag. Does he really want the guy in the team? Is he going to be a good replacement or a good cover? We saw when Casemiro was not playing against Leeds United because of the red card he had. We saw that space. We saw how Leeds United was all over Manchester United because of Casemiro. Though we can spare him that he's just coming into the team. That was his first full game. So if Ten Hag wants him, then money should not be issue for Manchester United. £18 million. It's not something that Manchester United...
It's not about the money now. Do they want to make it permanent? That's what you look at, because now he's on loan with them, and his performance will justify him being given the chance to stay on.
Yes.
If his performance actually meets up what the standard they want, okay, yeah, coming for the £18 million.
If his performance makes standard, because sometimes, you cannot really rely on this man, McTominay, because sometimes he will be in form for about 2-3 games, and then the next 4 games, you see him playing as if this is not somebody who has been playing football before. So if he can actually perform very well, then Ten Hag needs to have a rethink to actually make that deal permanent, as in put it forward, okay, I want this guy in my team, then they should bring out £18 million and get Sabitzer. If not, then he should go back to Bayern Munich.
From the way it is right now, a player that's really done well for himself over there in Napoli, where a lot of people were really shocked and surprised that the Georgian has shown his class. Talking about Visha Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia play alongside Victor Osimhen, and they've been doing wonderful things with Napoli, but right now, clubs are beginning to knock at the door the way they are knocking for Victor. Newcastle, Real Madrid, Manchester City, and even PSG are keen on Napoli and Georgia winger Visha Kvaratskhelia, the player that has taken Italian Serie A by storm. That player really, if not that Osimhen has been up and doing when it comes to scoring goals, Kvaratskhelia almost stole the show away from him.
Yes, of course. Kvaratskhelia almost stole the show from Osimhen. we remember when Osimhen didn't
that
play
injury.
he was the man,
the star man.
The star man. And when Osimhen came back, Osimhen said, I need to up my game. I need to give this guy a run for his money. And the coach did so very well to pair the two of them, and they are grinding a result. That is why you are seeing this guy is so slicky. He knows how to bring in those slicky passes. He has the eye for ball. He holds on to the ball very well. He has the skills. He guides the ball. He's good on the ball whenever he's on the ball. And that is why you see Osimhen getting those services. Despite maybe Osimhen, individual brilliance for Osimhen too. And for Kivicha, I think he has been a very good and fantastic supporting striker to Victor Osimhen. If he makes that move from Napoli, it's not going to be bad. Where is he going to? Is he Newcastle? Is he Real Madrid?
Where among these four clubs, let's assume you have to pick one. Newcastle, Real Madrid, Man City, PSG. Remember, he's a winger, and look at the winger of those four clubs. Real Madrid, Man City.
Well, he might not find it easy in Real Madrid because you have Vini Jr. and you still have Rodrigo there. These are the two, the first two. So it's going to be a tough one. And then coming to Man City, he might have his chance. He might have his chance in Man City because Man City actually gives every play, and he's going to feed the style of Pep Guardiola, because this kind of players Pep Guardiola likes, a player who can hold on to the ball and give those passes.
It was when Mourinho was in his prime. Let me use that word. I'm not saying he's finished anyway, but really, his coaching acumen seems to be dropping. That magic wand is winning up. But really, the first time he came to Chelsea, this kind of a player, Kvaratskhelia, should have
strong bully. He bullied the opposition
I can tell you,
defender.
Mourinho will pick him up.
Yes, of course, Mourinho will pick him up because he's the kind of, he has, let me say, the African spirit in him, because this guy is very strong.
He reminds me of Edo Johnson.
Yes, of course. So very strong, and if, like you mentioned, if it was when Mourinho was Mourinho, then I think this is the kind of players Mourinho will want in AS Roma. But for Cavalier, he should just weigh his option. I think Napoli right now, they are in the form of their life. This is the best season for Napoli, and if they do so well, they will win the league and then probably be looking at maybe in the Champions League final. Well,
we just have to go now. Well, we've been talking with Emmanuel Fashimi there. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
It's been a pleasure for me to be here.
I am Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sport is business and fitness. Thanks for watching.